Hey Mac, how's it hanging? Mitch the Dragon here, and welcome to the very first Retrospective Editorial. Here is a little forum that Quattro and I would like to have, just to talk about things that we have a little bit to say about, not a lot of bit to say about. So with that being said, let's keep this introduction short and let's get started on the topic. Pixar is known for their ability to create films that change industry standards. Their first full-length feature film was legitimately the first ever full-length computer graphic film. Not only that, they rarely suffered failure, aside from him. Two that we don't really talk about. They jumped from critically acclaimed success to critically acclaimed success. From Toy Story to Bug's Life to Monsters Inc. to Finding Nemo to The Incredibles. That is an amazing track record. Needless to say, every one of these films set industry standard, had something for the kiddos and the adultos. Not to mention incredible animation. I think sometimes with this success, a lot is expected of them. When a new, original Pixar film debuts, it is not just a film release, it is an event. Everyone is clamoring to find out what Pixar has in store for them. Just think about it. Christmas Day, when Soul debuted, so many people made it a point to have that as their family film as opposed to various other holiday classics. I mean, really, Soul trumps Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. If you would have told me that years ago, I would not have believed it. With so much expected of Pixar, it is really tough for them to satisfy the audiences. I mean, Inside Out and Onward are considered decent, but when compared to other Pixar films, they are nowhere near as good as a masterpiece such as WALL-E. That being said, you would think that Pixar, with all of that, would be afraid to make a film all about simplicity. Even Soul, which could have very well been a slice-of-life film with some afterlife themes, had to have some overarching world beyond Earth. I do love Soul for its thematic elements, but I will say the afterlife stuff is pretty so-so. Not bad, but I wouldn't call it amazing. But listen to what I am saying. I am judging it harshly, as most people judge Pixar movies. They're not DreamWorks, who has the occasional hit. They're not Blue Sky Animations. They're not 20th Century Fox. No. This is Pixar. So, what happens when they attempt a simple film with some slice-of-life themes? Well, that's where Pixar's Luca comes into play. Luca is Pixar's latest film to be released via Disney+. Unlike Disney, they do not do that Premier Access garbage, thankfully. It is a film about a small town in Italy called Porto Rosso. Here they hold a yearly triathlon race called the Porto Rosso Cup. This race includes swimming, spaghetti eating, and biking up a steep hill and then back down again. I don't know about everyone else, but I could totally ace that spaghetti eating contest. I mean, with my two stomachs and all. Anywho, the plot follows a young Luca and a young Alberto who want to win this race to get a Vespa and see the world. However, there is a catch, as most Pixar films have. They are, in fact, sea monsters. That's right, sea monsters are this Pixar film's gimmick. Underwater, they look like sea monsters. On land, they look human. Simple enough rules. When they get wet on any part of their body, scales are revealed. So, they have to be careful with water. Here is where the simplicity starts. No need to make complex rules for this universe. They go off of Gremlins rules. Simple rules that, while they may have some flaws, make for an easy to follow film. I chuckle because, like when watching Gremlins, viewers will immediately point out these flaws. I was watching this movie with Quattro, who immediately asked if crying also made their scales reveal. However, these questions go unanswered, which is honestly for the better. This film does, in fact, have Little Mermaid vibes in the beginning. The mom and dad do not want Luca to go to the surface. It's dangerous, oh no. And Alberto collects surface stuff as a collection, not unlike Ariel. However, I would say that this is where the similarities to The Little Mermaid end. The difference here is that majority of The Little Mermaid is about quote-unquote dealing with the devil and falling in love, and really is more about the underwater world created, as opposed to the above ground, despite her time there. Ariel's goal is to kiss this boy to marry him. Romance drives this plot. Luca, on the other hand, is a plot about being a kid, taking risks, seeing the world, and friendship. Most of the film is spent with the sea monsters as humans, and most of the time is spent in the town, learning how to make friends. Luca meets Alberto, and Alberto pretends to know everything about this human world, but in actuality he knows absolutely nothing and just pretends. However, they meet each other, become great friends, and go out into the town to meet people. This is where they befriend a girl named Julia, who has been trying to win the Porto Rosso Cup alone for years. They immediately hit it off, and the three of them become a team to win the race together. Julia teaches Luca so much about the world, and Luca is so excited to learn about this knowledge. Luca, through a friendship, learns so much more about the world than he would ever know from the ocean. Meanwhile, Alberto finds a father in Julia's father, Massimo. A side note about Massimo. I know it doesn't fit the video's topic, but I just wanted to mention this side note. I love that Massimo is an amputee, but instead of some horrific accident, this film normalizes congenital amputation. Anywho, back to where I was. This film is meant to make adult viewers feel nostalgic. It is all about childlike misconception, acquisition of knowledge. All of these are present themes that beat the typical fairy tale format. This story could be told even if they were not sea monsters. This film is not about reinventing the wheel, I can't stress this enough. It is just about making a cute, fun film. This proves to be a problem though. Not because the film is bad, no. However, it proves to be a problem when comparing this film to the other Pixar films. Well, I'm here to say that I am glad to see Pixar unafraid to just make a movie because they want to. In fact, Enrico Casarosa, the director and writer of said film, had stated this film was based on his own childhood in Genoa. He actually had a best friend named Alberto. Casarosa had said, "My best friend Alberto was a bit of a troublemaker. While I was very timid and had a bit of a sheltered life. We couldn't have been more different. Alberto pushed me out of my comfort zone and pushed me off many cliffs, metaphorically and not. I probably would not be here if I didn't learn to chase my dreams from him." It's these types of deep friendships that I wanted to talk about in Luca, and that is what's at the heart of this film. So Luca was a self-insert character, and Alberto was based off his real friend. This is important. He made this movie for the purpose of reminiscing on his own childhood. I really do wish more animated film studios just made movies, without feeling the need to shove the concept of commercially viable down people's throat. However, what about the other elements? Do they match the level of simplicity the concept has? Absolutely. From the villain being a classic mustache-twirling villain to having simple, likable characters. Now, the purpose of this video is not to make a case for mediocrity. This film is far from mediocre. The characters, while simple, are still likable with a good amount of heart. In fact, Alberto's story is essentially tear-jerking. Character designs are also nice, they are simplistic, but that is honestly the point. This could be anyone's family. Well, minus the sea monster part. Well, I have a few sea monsters in my family. Gretchen and Billy, aunt and uncle, they're my favorites. Anyways, minus the sea monster part. For a studio like Pixar, it is easy to fall into that trap of stating, "This is not very good," just because it is not like their other films. However, that is the beauty of Luca. Luca does not look, sound, or progress like any other Pixar film. It stands out against the rest and does not follow all of the Pixar tropes per se. I am by no means stating that this film is the best Pixar film ever made. Oh no. But it is not on the level of Cars 2 or The Good Dinosaur. This film is an excellent film that is cute, heartfelt, and a nice diversion from the typical Pixar formula. More studios should embrace the simplicity every once in a while and not feel like every movie has to be a grand event. Sometimes it's okay to have an animated film by the biggest animation studio in the business just talk about two boys looking to get a Vespa and see the world. And sometimes that should be enough.